The Way of the World by William Congreve. William Congreve. William Congreve, an English playwright, satirist and poet, was born on 24th January 1670 in Bardsey, England. Was educated at Kilkenny College and at Trinity College, Dublin. Became famous during 1693 while he wrote popular English plays of the Restoration period. His first play was produced at Theatre Royal in 1693. His literary career lasted 7 years and he wrote a total of 5 plays from 1693 to 1700. Later he became active in political circles with the Whigs. Died on 19th January 1729 in London. The Way of the World, a comedy play first performed in 1700, premiered in the Theatre Lincoln's Inn Fields in London. Play revolves around the intricate romantic relationships and social maneuvering of London's upper class. Explores the theme of love, marriage, deception, morality and the superficiality of high society. Regarded by critics as the finest works of Restoration comedy ever written. Summary. Act 1. Scene 1. The first scene takes place in a chocolate house. Mirabell and Fainall finish playing cards. Fainall suspects Mirabell is distracted. Fainall teases Mirabell about a quarrel with Millamant the previous night. Mirabell complains that Lady Wishfort, Millamant's aunt, and others were cold and hostile to him. Mirabell left the room after feeling insulted. Fainall says Lady Wishfort is angry because Mirabell pretended to court her while loving her niece, Millamant. Mirabell had gone to extremes to flatter Lady Wishfort. In the meantime, a servant enters and confirms that Waitwell, Mirabell's servant, and Foible, Lady Wishfort's maid, have been secretly married. Mirabell has arranged this as part of a plan, not fully revealed yet. Waitwell and Foible are to meet him at Rosamund's Pond. Fainall says Lady Wishfort and other women meet regularly to gossip. Men are usually excluded, except for Witwoud and Petulant. Mirabell admits Millamant has faults but says he loves her all the more for them. He studied her flaws so he could learn to hate her but ended up liking them. A messenger arrives with a letter. The letter is for Witwoud from his brother Sir Wilful. Sir Wilful is coming to town to prepare for travel. Fainall and Mirabell joke about Sir Wilful being old and foolish. They mock the idea of fools traveling and spreading ignorance abroad. Witwoud complains about receiving only a letter from his dull brother. He pretends to admire Fainall's wife just to avoid thinking about his brother. A coachman announces 3 ladies are waiting for Petulant. Witwoud jokes they are likely prostitutes. Petulant refuses to go, insults them, and acts arrogant. Claims the women are his cousins and aunt. Lies and acts superior for attention. Petulant hints that Mirabell's uncle might marry Millamant, threatening Mirabell's inheritance and romantic hopes. Witwoud supports this suspicion, based on gossip heard at Millamant's place. They gossip about Millamant being unreliable and possibly interested in Mirabell's uncle. He takes the gossip seriously and is wary of competition from his uncle. Fainall, Witwoud, and Petulant plan to walk in the park. Mirabell warns Petulant for making crude jokes. Act 2. Scene 1. This scene takes place in St. James's Park. Mrs. Fainall and Mrs. Marwood discuss Maine's extremes in love, either overly jealous or completely indifferent. They both agree they hate men, especially their own husbands. Mrs. Fainall teases her about marrying Mirabell. Mrs. Marwood turns serious and says she hates Mirabell. Mrs. Fainall doubts her and suspects a hidden affection. Suddenly Fainall and Mirabell entered. Mrs. Fainall pretends affection toward her husband, Fainall. Fainall and Mrs. Marwood start the conversation. Fainall ironically says if he loses his wife, he'll have nothing left to hope for. Mrs. Marwood acts concerned about Mirabel and Mrs. Fainall's interaction. Fainall accuses Mrs. Marwood of secretly loving Mirabel. Mrs. Marwood denies the accusation and threatens to expose everything. She threatens to reveal their affair to his wife and the public. Mirabel and Mrs. Fainall re-enter. Mrs. Fainall says she now despises her husband. They discuss the plan to expose Lady Wishfort's marriage to a fake uncle. Mirabel says his servant Waitwell is disguised as his uncle and married Foible to ensure secrecy. If Lady Wishfort agrees to marry the fake uncle, Mirabel will reveal the charm and use it to gain Millamant and her fortune. In the meantime, Mrs. Millamant, Witwoud and Mincing entered. Millamant complains about getting too many letters and jokes about using poetry letters to pin up her hair. She flirts and spars with Mirabel using witty banter. Mirabel complains that she gave attention to fools instead of listening to his secret. Millamant claims she enjoys her freedom and disdains being controlled. They exchange sharp and humorous dialogue about love and compatibility. Millamant teases him and leaves mockingly. Mirabel, in his soliloquy, reflects on the unpredictable nature of women and the chaos of love. Compares a woman's heart to a windmill, unstable and ever-turning. Waitwell enters and Mirabel reminds Waitwell that their marriage was part of the plan. Foible says she followed instructions and has made Lady Wishfort believe Sir Rowland, Waitwell, is in love with her. Act 3. Scene 1. This scene takes place in a room in Lady Wishfort's house. Lady Wishfort is impatient and angry that Foible has not returned. She scolds her maid, Peg, for not getting her face paint. Suddenly Mrs. Marwood enters and Lady Wishfort apologizes for her appearance. Marwood informs her that she saw Foible talking to Mirabel in the park. Lady Wishfort panics, thinking Foible may have betrayed her secret plan. Lady Wishfort asks Marwood to hide in the closet to overhear Foible's explanation. Foible enters and tells Lady Wishfort that Sir Rowland is in love and ready to propose. Lady Wishfort questions Foible about speaking to Mirabel. Foible pretends Mirabel insulted Lady Wishfort, calling her superannuated and frippery. Lady Wishfort is furious and swears revenge on Mirabel. Foible encourages her to marry Sir Rowland to punish Mirabel. Lady Wishfort decided to marry Sir Rowland immediately. Mrs. Fainall enters and warns Foible that Marwood saw her with Mirabel. Foible admits the truth. Waitwell, her secret husband, will pretend to be Sir Rowland. This trick will trap Lady Wishfort, allowing Mirabel to blackmail her into approving his marriage to Millamant. Marwood secretly observes Foible and Mrs. Fainall. She realizes their plot and is angry at Fainall's betrayal. Lady Wishfort and Marwood discuss about her nephew Sir Wilful, who is expected to arrive soon. Marwood suggests Millamant should marry Sir Wilful. Lady Wishfort agrees to consider it. Foible enters and announces that Witwoud and Petulant have arrived for dinner. Lady Wishfort rushes to dress and asks Marwood to entertain the guests. Millamant is upset with Petulant for being rude and breaking her fan. Millamant asks for a song to cheer herself up. A song about love and rivalry is sung. Petulant mocks the idea that men need to be literate to marry. Millamant is disgusted and leaves the room. Sir Wilful, in country dress, arrives at the house. He confuses the servant and demands to see his aunt, Lady Wishfort. He does not recognize his brother Witwoud. Lady Wishfort asks Foible if everything is ready for Sir Rowland's visit. Foible confirms arrangements, lights, footmen, dancers, music, and fragrance for servants. Lady Wishfort rehearses how she should receive Sir Rowland to impress him. Lady Wishfort wants Sir Wilful to meet Millamant and instructs Foible. Sir Wilful proposes a walk, Millamant refuses rudely and dismisses him. Mirabell enters and quotes Millamant in poetic language. Millamant insists on being pursued, even at the brink of marriage. They jokingly negotiate terms of their future marriage. Both agree humorously and romantically to the terms. Millamant agrees to marry Mirabell but acts nervous about admitting it. Mrs. Fainall informs Mirabell to leave quickly as Lady Wishfort is coming. Sir Wilful and Petulant are very drunk. Lady Wishfort scolds Sir Wilful for embarrassing her. Sir Wilful sings, drinks, and still offers to marry Millamant drunkenly. Lady Wishfort is disgusted by Sir Wilful's drunkenness. Foible informs Lady Wishfort that Sir Rowland, Waitwell in disguise, is getting impatient. Lady Wishfort tries to get rid of Sir Wilful. Sir Wilful exits singing drunkenly, with Witwoud dragging him away. Lady Wishfort prepares for her meeting with the disguised Sir Rowland. Act 4. Scene 1. The scene takes place in Lady Wishfort's drawing room. Waitwell enters, disguised as Sir Rowland. He acts like a noble gentleman, pretending to be madly in love with Lady Wishfort. Waitwell flatters her appearance and compares her to a goddess. He pretends to be angry at anyone who insults her and threatens to kill Mirabell for his previous disrespect. Lady Wishfort is delighted with Sir Rowland's attention. She wants to get married to him quickly. She asks Foible to prepare legal documents for the marriage. Foible enters and acts surprised to see Sir Rowland. She pretends and reminds Lady Wishfort to be cautious. Lady Wishfort says she trusts Sir Rowland completely. Waitwell becomes nervous as the plan is escalating. He fears being recognized or exposed. He hints to Foible that they need to end the act soon. Lady Wishfort asks Foible to call a clerk to write the marriage contract. Foible and Waitwell try to stop the process, fearing discovery. The fake romance between Lady Wishfort and Sir Rowland continues. Lady Wishfort is eagerly preparing for a wedding, unaware she is being tricked. Acts 5. Scene 1. Lady Wishfort is furious at the betrayal of Foible and insults her humble past and drives her out of the house. Foible begs for forgiveness. She confesses that Mirabell seduced her into helping and insists she meant no harm to Lady Wishfort. Lady Wishfort accuses Foible for making her an accomplice in arranging disgraceful marriages. She also vows to punish her. Foible reveals Waitwell is her husband and claims that Mirabell's sham marriage with Wishfort would have been void by law. Lady Wishfort gets very angry and told that she will send Foible and Waitwell to prison. Foible fears that she will be sent to Bridewell to beat hemp. Because of this she regrets marriage. Mrs. Fainall enters and comforts Foible, says Mirabell is trying to save Waitwell. He blames Marwood and Fainall. Marwood overheard their earlier conversation and exposed it. Mrs. Fainall worries that Lady Wishfort will suspect her and asks Foible about that. Foible assures her the letter was stopped in time before it reached Lady Wishfort. Mrs. Fainall admits that her affair with Mirabell is discovered by Marwood and Fainall. Foible reveals the secret that Marwood and Fainall are lovers. She asserts that herself and Mincing had witnessed it earlier. Mrs. Fainall rejoices and plans to use this as proof against them. Mincing enters and reports Mirabell freed Waitwell, but Fainall now demands Lady Wishfort's fortune or divorce. Mrs. Fainall instructs Foible and Mincing that they must later pledge her claims when called. Lady Wishfort and Marwood enter. Lady praises Marwood for exposing Mirabell and supporting her. Lady accuses Mrs. Fainall as she believes she has been unfaithful. Mrs. Fainall defends herself, angrily denies the charges and accuses Marwood instead. Marwood pretends innocence and says she tried to help. Lady Wishfort feels torn. She doubts her daughter's guilt and recalls her strict virtuous upbringing. Marwood warns her that a public scandal in court will ruin their reputation. Lady Wishfort was frightened and agrees to sacrifice wealth to avoid disgrace. Fainall enters and demands certain things. He told Lady must not marry again. She must hand over remaining fortune to Mrs. Fainall. She must give him Millamant's £6,000 portion, forfeited for disobedience. Millamant and Sir Wilful enter and announce willingness to marry to prove Millamant's innocence. Lady Wishfort feels comforted. In the meantime, Millamant insists Mirabell must resign his claim in her presence. Sir Wilful calls Mirabell in, defends him and urges Lady to forgive. Mirabell enters and humbly begs only pity. He admits his fault but his intentions were out of love. Sir Wilful sympathizes and urges Lady Wishfort to forgive and let Mirabell go. Lady Wishfort agrees to forgive Mirabell if he resigns his contract with Millamant. Mirabell agrees and says he will deliver papers of resignation soon. Fainall returns with Marwood and demands Lady sign his conditions immediately. Lady Wishfort says Millamant is now engaged to Sir Wilful, invalidating Fainall's claim. Sir Wilful defies Fainall and threatens him with his sword. Fainall ignores him and he insists Mrs. Fainall must hand over her fortune too. Lady Wishfort turns again to Mirabell for help. He says he will save her from Fainall only if Lady promises Millamant to him. Lady Wishfort promises him that Millamant and her full fortune if he delivers her from ruin. Mirabell calls in Foible, Mrs. Fainall, and Mincing as witness to testify against Marwood and Fainall. Foible and Mincing testify Marwood's affair with Fainall and prove their treachery. Marwood's deceit is exposed. Waiteville enters with black box which contains legal papers. Mirabell reveals secret deed which he has done earlier. Mrs. Fainall had settled her fortune in trust to him before marriage. Fainall realizes that he has no claim and his scheme collapses. Fainall gets angry and tries to attack Mrs. Fainall, but Sir Wilful stops him. Fainall exits in anger and vows revenge. Marwood also exits swearing she will have revenge. Lady Wishfort gets relieved and praises Mirabell for saving her and forgives him. The writer concludes the story with a happy ending as Mirabell regains Lady Wishfort's favor and secures Millamant and lived happily. For more videos, like, share, subscribe. Thank you.